I think it was probably the one part in the film, barring the lead parts, that's so significant, and I just jumped at the chance at playing Frankie Fraser, to be honest with you. We haven't worked enough to call it rep so much, but I've had very fond memories working with Terry, and as soon as there was a chance to work with him, I jumped at it. The sort of the resemblance is just mere coincidence, so it wasn't anything like that. And then researching the character, when taking on a role that was actually a real person, not a fictional character, I tend to do not as much research because it is a real person, and I really don't want to offend their family or their name or their relatives, because they're you know, he's got children, he's got family, and I wouldn't want to offend them in any way. So my knowledge of Frankie is being from South London. I knew of Frankie Fraser. I think it's a prerequisite of being a South Londoner, to be honest with you. But I didn't do as much as I would for another role, but purely because I wanted to keep it true to what was in the script and not offend the Fraser family and more than anything, really. It's really important to me, that. I believe Frankie is the new wave of criminal that was emerging around the time. Obviously, at the time there was capital punishment, so killing someone wasn't really on the cards. It was, you were pretty much signing your own death warrant. So to have someone like Frankie would come in and just not care at all, and very much like a sociopath in that respect, would just happily kill anybody for his cause. This was different. So Frankie, I think, was the emergence of this new criminal wave. So there's a huge significance in the criminal underworld, this way of doing it. Before, they just used to stab and slice one another and potentially hurt someone very, very, very badly, but not necessarily shooting people or killing people. And I think that was the difference between Frankie, and I think that's what Frankie's menace was and what he brought to Billy's table. Yeah, that was one of the big reasons and attractions to the project for me. The fact that we're shooting a period film in a genre sort of style anyway, that's very sort of popular, but it's very difficult to make something original, and this is just, there's an original quality to this one, and just sort of showing everything we've ever seen before. I think the closest that we've seen to it is sort of Peaky Blinders or something like that on the TV, which was very different from this, of course, but in terms of showing like the criminal underworld, what was going on in a period. So hopefully we'll get some longevity out of it, and might have our own sort of TV spin-off. I was thrilled when I got the part. Obviously, talking of research, that's where I do my research. So I'll look into Simon and see what he's done in the past and that. And he's a fantastic director. He's a wonderful captain, and he's sort of guiding this ship beautifully, actually. And that's all we ask for. And most importantly for me, he's got a vision. And I'm just an actor. I'm just a puppet. I just stand on a mark and say my lines. And it's up to Simon to make that sort of this story come together, put the puzzle together. And he's doing it brilliantly so far. So I'm really grateful to work with him, actually. Yeah, well, we had a brief discussion, and it was just really about sort of planning quite understated, and not sort of the caricature that one may associate with someone like Frankie Fraser or similar sort of company, and just trying to bring a natural performance to it, which I think where I come in, because you know that's certainly my style of acting, and he was just really sort of supporting my choices and sort of guided me with it, and gave me a good few notes about just playing it very understated and not sort of being over the top with it, and just let his menace and let the script sort of do its work, and just be the sort of vehicle for that. Well, hopefully the script will sort of hold it in good stead, because it's a fantastic script, first of all, and it always starts from the script, and then there's an alchemy to all filmmaking, and sort of bringing all of these sort of materials and ingredients into it, and then hopefully we'll create some gold. And I think it will be differentiated because of it's a period. There is far less of the more common swearing, if you like, which is sort of predominantly in all films. There's, you know, forever sort of effing and being and seeing, but there doesn't seem to be that here. And the lack of sort of modern guns, if you like, as well, is very, very different. So, you know, I hope that the interest will be is people will go, okay, this is the origins of a lot of these stories. This is where the origins of the Krays come from. The origins of the likes of the Richardsons or the Foremans or whatever. But this is where it starts. So hopefully that's where it's going to find its sort of key audience. I've got quite a lot of really sort of heavy, sort of grotesque scenes to do, and I haven't done them as yet. But up to now, probably when I had a fight with a load of screws, and like in prison, and I've sort of fought 6 men, and that was fantastic. It was brilliant fun, and you know, I'm just a silly actor, so to go and beat someone up is brilliant. You know what I mean? So I really enjoyed that. Yeah, he's a Rottweiler. He's a Rottweiler. You know, I think there was, you know, I'm diminutive. I'm a small person, but I think Frankie was too, and he was also known as the Poisoned Wolf, which I think was sort of apt, really. Do you know what I mean? And so I don't think there was any. It was never premeditated. He was just crazy. He was just up for it. He just did not care at all. But not crazy in a way that he couldn't, you know, mentally keep himself together, but just did not care about authority, did not care about the consequences of his actions, and that made him extremely dangerous. Yeah, I think it's brilliant. Like I said at the beginning, I'm really grateful to be on this film. It's a wonderful opportunity for everyone in this film, not just me, but all of the other actors, all of the crew, the director, the production, everyone. It's a fantastic opportunity, this, because it's very difficult to make something original, and I think we might just be on the verge of creating something original, or doing it in a different way. I'm not sure, but there's something about it. You have a feeling, and I've got that feeling. So long may it continue. Well, I think people will like to go and watch this film in the cinema because I'm in it. So, and if I wasn't, obviously, it would be a lot worse than. No, I think I think there's a demographic that really is really into this sort of film, and I hope this film stretches beyond that demographic, because there's a little bit more to it. Because it's historical, because it is true. So, if we can honour the history. That might hold us in the slightly more. It just might sort of bring our film a bit more prominence than something similar that may not be a period but certainly set in a crime world. So.